Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Level Up with CMJ. Hey, my name is Joan. This is my Craftsmaster Dice Shooting Journey. Let's make it yours too. So this is a continuation of the Blue Belt. This is the fifth session for the week. And we have completed, as of yesterday, 1,000 throws. So let's go to our statistics really quick. And let's take a look at, see where we're at, how we've done, and see if there's areas that we need to improve upon. So we have 1,011 throws in so far. You look at our sevens to roll ratio, our SRR, that's at 5.78. Probable or expected it would be at 6. Good morning, Navaldo. We have our box number to sevens ratio, which is 3.83, which is probable expected to be about 4. If you look at our dice on access, both of our dice on access are at 60.04%, and it's expected to be 44.44% or better. Good morning, Kent. So we're actually doing really good with the both dice on access. If you look at one die that's off axis, that's at 30.66%. The expected is 44%. So we're doing way better on that. And then both dice on off axis, we're at 9.3%, and the expected is 11.11. So that's actually really, really good. You look at the numbers that are hit, our twos, there's expected 28 of them. We're at 37. The threes are expected at 56, so we're a little bit low on that one. The fours are expected at 84 of them. We have 95, which is one of my signature numbers. The fives are 112, so that's right on target. Six is 140. We have 142. That's on target as well. Good morning, Bam. The sevens, we're a little bit over on that, but if you the bone tracker is not taking into account the come out sevens. So that you remember that a lot of those sevens in there were come out sevens, which does not account against you when you're actually doing the roll lengths. The eights, 140 is expected, so we're a little bit low on that. Nines are at 112 expected. We have 115. Our 10s are way below what's expected, and I kind of figured that out when we're watching the KPI roll tracker. 11s are about expected, and our 12s are just about expected as well. If you look at our cross numbers, so that would be your 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. They're expecting 674. We're at 671. So that number is within the ballpark right there. Same thing with our inside numbers, which is the 5, 6, 8, and 9. We're right in the ballpark. Our outside numbers, which is the 4, 5, 9, and 10. We're looking at 393. We're right on target with that. Field numbers are right on target. The horn numbers are right on target. And our world bet is right on target. So everything's looking really good for what is expected according to Bone Tracker. So let's get our KPI roll tracker engaged. We're starting over at 0 again for the day. And we're going to do 100 rolls. And let's get them started here, guys. Today, again, we're going to be focusing on getting those fingertips on the edge of the dice. And we'll also be focusing on getting them straight down the table. We did really good starting off yesterday, and we kind of veered off towards the end. That's the first roll for the day, and we have a 4, 1, 5. So we're going to get a couple rolls in here, guys, and then I'll be talking about some of the things that went out on video last night from the other YouTube channels. There was 3 things of importance from what I saw, are things that I think are noteworthy, if you will. Way long and a little bit to the right, and we have a 4, 6, 10. I saw a big red showing, but then it rolled over to the 10, so we have 4, 6. A little bit short on that right dice. 112, snake eyes. Bam says he really enjoyed the trip report from Jeff and Ed last night, and that was actually one of the 3 videos I was going to talk about. Jeff and Ed, Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps, and Ed Robinson from Roll to Win, did a live trip report, 617. And according to Ed, it was the first ever live dual stream trip report on YouTube. We don't know if that's true or not. Probably is, though. But it went 2.5 hours last night. I watched every single minute of it. Awesome stories, awesome report. And they met up with some awesome people down there, including but not limited to East Coast Craps. Whoa, that was way long, guys. My dice took off. The left dice took off. We have a 538. So East Coast Craps is there. Waylon from Waylon's Way Craps was there. His father Joe was there. Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps. Ed from Roll to Win. They met one of the other Craps Nation members down there. Blackburn showed up with 235. So there's just a variety of really good craps players that showed up to this meet. So that was a really neat video to see. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It was both dual streams, so you can see it on Mid-Atlantic Craps, and you can also see it on the Roll to Win. I do want to make a special comment, though, about the introductory video, which was put together by Ed Robinson's son. Amazing introduction video. You should check that out as well. Now it felt good coming out, and every time I say it feels good coming out, we get a 437. So double pitch. And that was a relatively short roll. Actually, no. A 5, 10, 7, 8. That was 3 rolls long. So, the second video I want to comment on is Chris from Dice Degen. Put out a video yesterday, and he's going to be doing his second annual March Madness competition or tournament. And this year, he's going to be pulling out 32 strategies. And we have a 314 Big Joe from Craftmaster Journey. So 32 strategies. He's going to be doing 1 to 2 strategies per day through the entire month of March. And the reason I'm bringing this up, good morning, Arnell. The reason I'm bringing this up is because Chris put out a request to the people in the craps community that if you have a strategy that you would like to see rolled out, one that you've come up with, he would be glad to roll it out, or he would also be glad to have you on his channel and have you roll it out with him. And we have a 134 Big Joe again. So check out Chris's video from yesterday, and if interested, by all means, get a hold of him, let him know that you're interested, and either tell him what the strategy is, or he will invite you on his channel if you want, and you can roll it out for yourself, or he rolls it out for you while you tell him what to do. And we have a 4-4 Heart 8. The third video that I watched yesterday, and I bring this up last because I feel that although it was not as entertaining as Ed and Jeff was, it's not as rewarding as what Chris's might be. but it's very, very important, is John from Pro Craps on a casino gaming TV yesterday had the coughing craps. And 167. And I'm not focusing enough because I'm telling the story, because this is actually really important in my opinion. Yesterday during my live stream, I talked about John's recorded video they did for Coughing Craps 2 days ago. And I had complimented him and commended him on his bringing out the whole DI idea. And apparently he's gotten a lot of pushback and a lot of negative feedback for that video. And yesterday was kind of a rant and rave about it, saying, hey guys, let's grow up a little bit, let's support each other. And if you don't like it, or don't like DI, if you don't believe in DI, then, you know, keep it civil. You have your right to your opinion, but 347, come out 7. But guys, let's be adult and civil about all this stuff. You know, everybody has a right to their own opinions in it. So I support John. I thank him for bringing the topic up. I thank him for, standing up for what he believes in. So John, if you're watching this, keep on doing that. Keep on pushing the boundaries and keep on, sharing your beliefs and sticking to those beliefs. So let's focus on our throwing now. A little bit long, slightly to the right. We have a 224. So first couple rolls are a little bit shorter, but obviously I was not focusing as much on the stream like I should be, because it was vitally important to bring those 3 videos up that I watched yesterday. And we have a 6-5 in Moyo. When they landed, they kissed and threw the left one way off to the right, or to the left. For those of you just joining in, if you rewatch this video, this live stream, in the beginning I went through the statistics for my first 1,000 throws. And I'm quite happy with the results so far. And we have a 617. So I have a feeling this will be one of those days again here, guys. Not to use it as an excuse, but last night was a very tough night at work. Very physically demanding, and that may have an impact on today. And then when I got home, I had to remove snow. We had 6 inches of snow yesterday, so I was doing that before doing the live stream this morning. So that may all have an impact here. 134, Big Joe. Big Joe from Crapsmaster Journey. Using the 5454 hardware set, which is the set we're going to be using for the whole first 5,000 throws that we're doing. Now it felt comfortable coming out, and I like the results. 4-4, hard 8, square pair. Ed told a story last night about hitting like 4 or 5 hardways in a row. I believe 3 of those in a row were the hard 10, and he had $100 on each of the hardways built up, and he hit that twice, I believe. Another 4-4 hard 8. So let's reproduce his 3 10s in a row with 3 8s in a row. That would be sweet. And we could not do it. 167, ouch. That is our bad 7, because that means there's an implosion and explosion together. So relatively short rolls so far. Let's see if we can pull some out here. And Ed brought up also yesterday really good conversation about team play when you meet up as a group. And if you guys are planning to meet up with other people, you need to check out that conversation that he had. And so everybody's on the same page when you do meet up. And we have a 1-5 mixer. Chris from Sideshow Gamble. Go out and give him some love, give him some support. We're focusing, getting those fingertips on the edges of the dice. Not the finger pads, but the fingertips. 4, 6, 10, Big Ben on the end. Whalen's best friend. Yeah, Bam, you hit that one on. He said, set the point. And that's, one of the things that I don't know if that varies from casino to casino, if that's a valid way to do that. Maybe Arnell could comment on that if he's still in the chat here. Ed had mentioned that 325. Ed had mentioned that East Coast Craps did 2 shots. He set a point and did one more roll. And he was doing a lot of sitting down because I don't know if it's physical limitations that he has or what. But then Ed finished his roll, and Ed was the next shooter. So he actually got 2 shooters in a row, basically. And I don't know, I've never seen that happen before. So I don't know if that's a common thing for casinos or if that's only during select casinos allow you to do that. Veer off to the right a little bit. 4-3-7. Ouch. Double pitch. Veer to the left that time a little bit. 5-4-9. I think that's our first 9 for the day. I'll have to check. So dice grinders have now said that Clay passed the dice because he wanted to sit. Any shooter can decide to pass the dice if they want during their roll. And that still counts as their roll then, or does that shooter just get the new roll then? And that's, I guess, the question that I had. I know that you can pass the dice anytime you want. I didn't know if that ends that shooter though. And we have a 4-1-5, no field 5. That left dice is bouncing up quite high the last couple of rolls. 6-3-9. So that is the point. So that was a fast point hit. And 5-5 hard 10. So on to 10 this time. Way on the end. Good morning, all as well. And we have a 156 mixer. So if you're just joining in, make sure you check out the beginning of this video after we're done, obviously. And I go through my statistics for the first 1,011 throws that I've done. And I'm reasonably happy with the results so far. And again, right now, what we're doing is 426. Right now, we're just using that hardware set, and we're not making too many adjustments. We're not analyzing the dice too much to make adjustments until we get to that 5,000 roll mark, and then we're going to start doing some changes to the dice sets, possibly to the mechanics that we're using, and we'll be talking about those, and that's once we start that purple belt level. And we have a 314 Big Joe. So Arnell saying that if shooter passes the next shooter, that once the dice continues to roll, because obviously there's no 7 out there, some casinos will let the shooter roll again. If you hit the point on the pass roll, then you don't get the roll. Okay, and that's what I was kind of wondering, if if all the casinos count it as a new shooter, even though it's still the same point. So if you can get away with it, that's awesome. Especially if you have somebody that's really zoned in on their throw. 2-2 Heart 4. Mike from On Point Craps. Another good channel. If you haven't checked Mike out, Mike goes through some budget-friendly strategies. Pretty much for the low rower is what he kind of puts his videos out towards. That's veered off to the right, and we have a 2-6-8. So we lucked out on that one. And that was roll number 9. This is roll number 10 coming up. Let's see if we can roll that 10 again so we can hit that point. Slightly long. We have a 2-4-6. Whoops, that rolled. That was a 2 and a 4. Julio, nice to see you here. Nice, thanks for the comment. Welcome to Level Up. We're doing 100 throws today. 1, 2, 3 shocker. This is the blue belt level. And this weekend, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing my throws like I was trying to do, because I will be out of town leaving Saturday morning, coming back Sunday sometime. But I'm thinking about doing something slightly different tomorrow. 156. I have to shoot my next video for the Badass Craps Move tournament before I leave. And what I was thinking is maybe going live. And I don't know, guys, in the comments, let me know if this is something that might interest you. I'm thinking about shooting the video and going live at the same time. So that way you guys can see what it takes to shoot a video. So you can actually see the actual live taping of it. And then on Monday, if I can get the editing down enough, 112, you guys will see the actual edited version of that video. When I do my editing for those videos. I do nothing to change the results, nothing to change the rolls, the money payouts, none of that stuff. What I do though, 5-5 hard 10. What I do though is I edit it for time. So when you watch me video or tape my videos, I actually have a lot of time in between rolls where I sit to make sure that I've made all the right payments. I set the strategies up the way they needed to be set up, that type of stuff. And that's the stuff that I cut out. So there's 5 to 10 seconds in between rolls and payouts. And that's what I cut out. 358. And there's other, little editing things that goes on, but none of the content, the actual content, is actually changing. So all as well as saying that he would like to see that behind the scenes stuff is always nice to see. It is kind of boring. I know John did that once, that type of thing. He does his video taping different than mine because he will reshoot it until he has the perfect speech that he wants. Whereas I will say the same sentence 5 times in a row sometimes. 268. And I just take the best one that I like. So it's a little bit different. Everybody does things a little differently. That was roll number 16, by the way, for this shooter. So I think I might do that instead of going live with the dice throwing. 112 snake eyes. And that way you guys can see a before and after video. Because I know one of the things that is a big problem for some people is they think that videos that are edited are actually falsified, and that is not the case with any of my videos. In fact, 4-4 hard 8. In fact, if you watch a lot of my strategy videos, most of them are losers. So that should tell you right there that I don't change the facts. Very much like Jeremy from Color Up, he rolls it out one time, and what ends up is what it ends up as. And that's a great philosophy to be with. And 134, Big Joe from Craftsmaster Journey. Really liking this roll right now. This is the one that you want to have at the casino. That's roll number 19, going on 20 right now. Terrible throw. And we have a 2-1-3 shocker. So what I got to do is, if I'm going to do that tomorrow morning, which I probably will, is I got to think about camera setups here. Oops, there was a problem on that entry. So we had that was a 2-1-3. There we go. That was roll number 20. So I have to figure out how I'm going to do the camera setups because I have 3 cameras that I use, 3 phones actually. And I want to have one on the actual video that I'll be editing. And we have a 2-2 hard 4. And then I'm going to have 2 of them, I think, 1 or 2 of them will be the actual live stream, so you guys can see different things, what my background looks like, what the table looks like, all that type of stuff. My table is in my basement. And it barely fits in the room that I'm in. 2-3-5. No fill 5. Morning, Chris. Stephen Dog Chris. He came in at a good time. I have a good shooter going on right now. And we have a 5-4 center field 9. That one kicked out. We have another 9-4-5-9. That one hit the back wall and both of them shot out on that. Good morning, Brian. So this is roll number 24. We're going on 25 here. And I'm hoping that when I do my second round for the shooting competition, we get a roll like this so we can put Chiro to shame. No, honesty though, guys, he did an awesome job the first round. And we have another 9-5-4-9. Dialing in those 9s. That's our 5th 9 for the shooter. Not even close to the TS yet. We got a lot of repeaters though. That one fell a little short, but good result. 4-4-8. Hard 8, square pair. So that's a 5/8 as well. And that's our 3rd point that we got. So let's see if we can get a different number for a point and see if we can hit that one. As long as we're rolling good, we might as well take advantage of it. And a 5-6 mid-mo yo. Pass line winner. So we need the midnight yet for the tall. Terrible throw, but we have a 6-4-10. So our new point will be 10. And we've already had the 10, so that's not going to help with that fire bet. So let's keep it going here, guys. And 3-4-7, ouch. So that was a 29 roller. That was second or third longest that I've had for this series so far. So that was nice. That brought the numbers up nice. An explosion and an implosion away, Bam says. So, oh, I got a double pitch. That sucked. And changing his grip around has helped a lot with the double pitches, minimizing them even more. And for those of you who don't know what I mean by changing my grip, is that 2 days ago I was having a lot of problems with double pitches and implosion explosions. And Victor had suggested that I was using too much of my fingers, so I was using the finger pads too much. And what I did is I changed it around. We have a 2-2 hard 4. So our new point will be 4. So I changed it around, so I'm using more of the fingertips instead of the finger pads. And that has been helping me quite a bit. Thank you, Brian. And Like I said in the beginning of the video, I went through my statistics for my first 1,000 rolls, and I'm actually on access way more than what's expected. And I know these numbers seem real unrealistic because they say if you get like 45% or more, you're actually doing really good. And I'm actually 60% on access right now. Which at 3 hards 6, 2 hard ways in a row. Which that number actually really surprised me as far as being on access so much. I thought it would have been a lot less than that. But that's a bone tracker threw out there for me. And by the way, I figured out, I made a comment yesterday, 437. I made a comment yesterday about Bone Tracker, how I had a hard time getting anything over 720 throws in the roll tracker. And I read the README file, of course. Something that most guys never do is read the directions. But I read the directions, the README file, and it actually showed me how to get more rolls so I could document more rolls. And I think you can document up to maybe 70,000 rolls or whatever, however many rows that that Microsoft Excel allows you to do. So that way you can track quite a few number of rolls. That right dice took off a little bit on me. I have a 2, 6, 8. The right dice came out a little bit sooner than the left one. So it actually flew up a little bit higher. So our new point is 8. And we are 56 rolls in, so we have 44 more left for the day. So tomorrow, if I get up in time before I leave, I will be shooting that video. And I'm going to try to do a live stream with it so that way you guys can see the before and after effect. I know that 145, no field 5. I know that, say, for example, if my video is, say, 30 minutes on the taping, on my actual taping, when I edit it down, it's usually somewhere around 16 minutes. So I can shave off about 14, 15 minutes off of my recorded video and the edited, the one that you guys actually see. So that's kind of neat. And the reason I do that is 1.5 mixer. The reason I do that is to help take out the dead spots, take out the boredom, and to try to keep the video going on. And from what I've seen, what I've read, it's supposed to help with viewer retention. It's supposed to help keep the people basically from falling asleep. And 617. That one was kind of weird. I think I might have had my hand twisted to the right slightly because they both landed. They both flew off to the right. Actually, my hand was to the left because the dice always bounce opposite of what they land. So if it lands on the left-hand side, so I think both of them land like this, and then they flew opposite, or they flew to the right. So that was a short one. That was 4 long. So we had one good shooter so far today. Let's see if we get back in that groove. And that is a leaner. It's a 4-3. So that's a come out 7, I believe. 3-4, actually. So that's a pass line winner. And back on that hard 10. So 10 will be the point. Any pair, I don't care, right, Brian? That used to be one of Brian's slogans for his HCS crew. And a 2-1-3 shocker. That one felt weird coming out. I almost felt like I had a forward spin on that one rather than a backward spin. Tap any pair, we don't care. Long time since I've heard that one. And another 2-1-3 shocker. So we haven't thrown a ton of craps numbers today, and they're coming out though a little bit here. And this new grip, I'm getting into it most of the time, but sometimes it just doesn't feel comfortable. So I'm setting the dice back down and resetting them. And a 2-3-5. That right dice kicked out a little bit. And we have a 6-6 boxcars, midnight. We could have used that before when we had the ATS almost hit. And a 2-3-5. If you notice the consistency, I'm getting really good results when I have the dice on the fingertips, but they're hitting that certain landing area at the end of the table. And anytime I veer from it, that's when things don't end up the way I'm hoping. But if I'm getting relatively in that landing zone with the right energy in the dice, I've been getting pretty consistent results. And 1-4-5. So that's one thing that you really want to focus on is that landing zone. If you guys look at my new logo that I started using yesterday, at least for the dice shooting level up program, I have it. 4-2-6. And I have a square around my logo, and it has 4 different statements on it. And the 4 statements is landing zone, which we just got done talking about, the grip, the energy, and the posture. And if you think about everything that relates to the dice throwing, has to do with one of those 4 things. So if there's something going on with the dice, they're not responding the way that you're hoping they're going to respond, it's going to be one of those 4 things. Or some variation of that. And you see that landing zone right here just hit right in the corner here, and they rolled out. And this is what happens when we do a deviation of the landing zone. So it's a 1, 6, 7, ouch. And that was roll number 10 for that shooter. So every time the dice do not respond the way that you're hoping, it's going to be a deviation in one of those 4 things. And posture means the way you're standing, the way your feet are set up, the way your arm is in the table, all that type of stuff. And obviously grip is grip, how you're holding the dice, what set you're using, all those types of things. 4-4 hard 8. And that was pretty darn close to that landing zone that I'm looking for, just a hair to the right. And that's roll number 70. We got 30 more for the day. And energy in the dice, you know, there's different things you could do to adjust that energy level. Everything from the height of the dice. 314 Big Joe. We haven't been hitting a lot of those, and that's usually one of my signature numbers. The energy can be adjusted by the speed of your throw, the height of your throw, how fast you have a backspin on it. You know, all those different things will play an effect with the energy in the dice. And a 426. And the grip, again, I have a couple different videos out of all the different grips that you could do, but you could do, you know, whatever grip you're using. But then we can also break it down 3, 4, 7 out. But we can also break it down into how you do your grip. Not only the type of grip that you're using, but how you actually grip that dice. So that was a short roll. That was 4 shooters, or 4 rolls long. So a lot of different variables. Goal of the training here is to try to make them as constant as we possibly can. Four, 2, 6. So our new point is 6. You know, and here's one thing that I really never talked about in the past either, is when you're actually shooting the dice, make sure that you leave your hand up in the air, pointing in the direction that you want the dice to land. And don't pull it down right away to watch the dice. Actually hold that hand up and let it follow through. 6, 6, midnight. See if we can hit a part of the ATS yet now. 213, shocker. And I am pulling that dice now. They're landing to the right of where I'm really wanting them to land. The last 3 of them went slightly to the right, so I'm just off a little bit. And a lot of that, I think, is the release point of my throw. I think I need to release it slightly sooner, like a split second sooner. And again to the right, but we have a 6, 2, 8. And every time it goes to the right, I don't know if you see that, it kicks them out. So I'm hitting just the corners, just the edge of that mixing ball, and they're kicking the dice out to the middle of the table. They're still staying close to the back wall, which is nice. But I don't like the way that they're kicking out like that. That's where a lot of my implosions and explosions will come from. And a 6, 5, mid-bow yo. Chiro in the house. Need a 9 and 10 to get that tall. That's doable, I think, guys. What do you think? 9 and 10. Let's get a hard 10 right now. See if that's possible. And if I do, that's a lucky shot. Nope. Snake eyes. 112. We need the 4, 5, 9, and 10. Talk about consistency there, guys. It's the same numbers on the opposite end. Same numbers that I'm missing on the small as what I am on the tall. So you know that I'm in a pocket of numbers right now. That one felt really good coming out. 2 on 3. Shocker. I don't know if I like the result as much as it felt good coming out of my hands. I like the release point of that. They went straight down the table where I wanted them. And that one took off a little bit. Another 2 on 3 shocker. I got fingers that threw the number off a little bit. I had to correct it quick. So roll number 8. This is roll number 9. And a 2, 3, 5. There we go. We hit one of those numbers that we need. And we have 18 more rolls left. We still got to hit that 4 so we can get my signature number, which is a 3, 1. See if we can hit that. Oh my God. 5, 6, mid-mo-yo. That one hit that mixing bowl again and took off on me a little bit. Both of them landed up tight against the back wall, though, so that was kind of nice. I keep on hitting the wrong buttons here. 5, 6. There we go. This is roll number 11 coming up. And we have a 4, 6, 10. Big Ben on the end. So now we need the 4 and we need the 9. Either or both would be perfect. And we have a 516 mixer. And I'm not sure if you could hear that on the microphone right now, but my granddaughter is running across the ceiling, across the floor above me. So I apologize if you can hear that. Ooh, a little bit wild, but hey, we got a 426. That was our third 6 for this shooter. And there we go, guys. We have a 1-2 mixer, shocker. 1-2 shocker. I was excited there for a second because I thought I had to 1-3, but no go. Let's see if we can get that 1-3. And we have a 6-2-8. That was that roll, guys. That was a 6. 6-2. slightly long. We have a 369, guys. And let's see what that does to the KPI. 369. That was roll number 16. And let's watch it turn green. There we go. That's the tall. Now we just need that 4 to hit. Get that 4 and we'll get the all. And then there'll be a big payday for everybody. Every session except for 2 of them, we've had either the tall, small, or all hit, which is a major accomplishment. At least for me it is. And we have a 549, center field 9. I know this is going a little bit long, this roll today. I'm going to take my time here. Dice came out kind of flat that time. They came out really weird. 617. 7 out. Shh. So that was roll number 18 for that shooter. We have 9 more rolls left for the day. And we have a 426. And a dice kiss when they hit, but we ended up with a 235. No field 5. Whoa, I don't know where that one went. 527. So we're going to end it there, guys. That's pretty close to the 100 throws for the day. That one went way off the right, almost went to the point where it actually went off the table almost. So that's 94 throws for the day. We have an SOR 7 out ratio of 7.8. So that's a pretty good average. An SRR 7 rolls ratio, which is a 6.3, which is above the average. We had 3 come out 7s. Let me see if I can get to my screen here. We had a 29 roll, a 10 roll, an 18 roll. So we had 12 shooters today. A lot of really small rolls, but we had some really nice ones in there as well. Horn numbers a little bit high. Box numbers are slightly low. The come out 7s are very low. Inside numbers are about expected. Field expected. 410s expected. And the hardways were way up. So we had a lot of hardways today. So anyhow, hey guys, I hope everyone has a good weekend. Check out tomorrow morning if you are interested in on how I shoot my actual edited videos and that, and I will hopefully post that video on Monday then, and that's in 3 days. But anyway, thanks for joining in today, guys. Have a great weekend. My name is Joe. This is my Craftsmaster Dice Shooting Journey. Let's make it